Whoa, what's with me?
Chicken pot pie.
Ooh. Yeah.
Cooking with H.
It's a miserable day here in the UK. It is chucking down with rain as normal, and we're getting into October, so what could be better than making something like a chicken pot pie? Today I'm going to be following a recipe from Cook's Country, from America's Test Kitchen. This is all in this little book, what we're going to be doing today. Now, I have made pies before. I've never made a chicken pot pie though, and I'm just hoping that this is going to taste reminiscent of that chicken pot pie in Cracker Barrel, where you're just instantly filled with warm, yummy goodness. Greedy Pants 2 meals over here. I didn't realise this pie was going to be quite so big. Alana's already tucking in, look at her.
So what pie is this, love?
Alana's pie. First, we need to start with the pastry. As you might know, we haven't got a food processor, so I am going to have to do this one by hand, so hopefully it comes out just as good as it says in this book. I've got half a cup of sour cream, which I've never made a pastry with sour cream before, so I'm going to be intrigued to find out what this tastes like. I've got 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, a teaspoon and a half of salt, 1 egg, and 2.5 cups of flour. First job, I've got to combine this sour cream with an egg. So we've got half a cup of sour cream. I don't know why it's called a chicken pot pie. I don't know why it's called a chicken pot pie. Chicken pie, yeah. We have lots of pies here in the UK. We have lots of chicken pies, but we don't call it a chicken pot pie. Next in with 1 egg. And I just need to combine this. So if you happen to know why it's called a chicken pot pie, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm intrigued to find out. Some of the names that you guys have over in the States for dishes do sound a bit odd to us, but then I was reading some comments of yours and you say some of the things that we have sound a bit odd. So I guess it's just what you're used to. I do love sour cream, but I don't know why I've never thought to put it in pastry. But then again, I quite like buttermilk now that I know what it is and how it goes into things like biscuits. So I'm quite happy if this is going to taste a little bit like buttermilk biscuits. We will see. Right, this is where I would use the food processor, but we're going to have to do it by hand today. So 2.5 cups of flour and 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and we just got to combine that. Then we've got to go in with the 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which has come straight out the fridge, so it's kind of all stuck back together now. I must also invest in some bigger bowls because I seem to be making a lot of pastries and doughs of late. I'm using this one because it's glass, and with the base of this I don't want to ruin any of the plastic ones. But let me know what cookware you tend to use, because I saw a lot of people with stainless steel for pastry and doughs. I've seen people use glass or kind of like enamelware, and I just want to know what your preference is and if there's a reason you use one over the other, because if I'm going to buy a bowl I want to make sure it's a good one and it does the job and lasts a long time. So we'll go in with this until we've got pea-sized crumbs. Okay, we'll go in with half of this sour cream and egg mixture. I'm not sure what's best. I'm just going to use this to combine it, because if I was using the food processor, I'd obviously pulse it. Might just have to get in with the hands. Okay, now in with the rest of the mixture, and we've got to go until a dough ball is formed. I'm going in with my hands. Now, if you are new here to the channel, then we're just a British family that are obsessed with America, and we cook here in our home kitchen any US recipes that you guys throw at us, so that we can get a taste of the US here in the UK. And when we're not doing that, we like to try to come to the US and try to film our experiences eating and dining in various places stateside. So if you've got a recipe that you'd like us to follow next, or if there is a dish that you would like us to try, then feel free to reach out to us. You can drop a little comment down below, or you can email us at mrhandfriends@gmail.com, or head over to the website www.mrhandfriends.com. We love everything we get to try. Starting to get a dough ball now, so I'm just going to turn this out onto a lightly floured surface, and just to knead it briefly. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to divide this into half, make it into some discs. If you've not guessed, I'm making a double pie crust today. So we're gonna have one of those double pie crust enclosed yummy pies. And if you ask me, more pastry the better. Just gonna wrap these up in some plastic wrap and pop them in the refrigerator for at least an hour. And then I'm gonna go and get on with the pie a little bit later, a bit nearer to tea time. This particular recipe does say that you can use something like a rotisserie chicken that you've just bought at the store or leftover chicken. Now I am going to cook a chicken today for this purpose, which I know is probably a bit excessive just to put it in a chicken pot pie, but I am intending to use the rest of it for something else. So I'm just going to lightly oil this one and then pop some seasoning on. I've decided to go for the chicken stuff to use it because I've had that before and it's quite nice, and some of the ingredients in it I think would pair quite nicely with the chicken pot pie recipe that we're following today. Now I'm going to go careful not to over season this because it is going in with some other ingredients and I don't want it to take away anything from the recipe that we're following today. You can see it's got some beautiful herbs in this and a bit of paprika, so it should give it a nice colour. Just going to put a little bit in the cavity as well. One other thing I'm going to be using today is the Typhur Sync One, just to take control of this particular cook. I'm going to pop in the thermometer into the thickest part of the chicken, which will be over here. And I'm gonna set this up to the temperatures that I need. But one real reason why I'm using this today is not only because Typhur are kindly sponsoring this video, but another reason to use a probe today is I'm actually needing to pop out shortly and pick Elana up from preschool. So I need to keep an eye on what's happening with this chicken whilst I'm out. And luckily with the Typhur Sync One I can do that because not only is it Bluetooth, but it also works on Wi-Fi. So I should be able to track this from my phone even when I'm not at home. So that's quite handy. So let's have a little look, set up that cook. So with the Typhur app, I can select new cook, select poultry, select whole chicken, select my required doneness, insert the probe, which I've done, and start my cook. So it's now going to tell me how long it's going to take for me to reach that internal temperature that I needed of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. It is also clocking what my ambient temperature is in the oven. Now I've got a little suspicion that my oven doesn't cook quite to the temperatures that it's set. I think it runs a little bit hotter, therefore I adjust the temperatures. I think I've got a little bit of a hot spot on one side over the others. It'd be quite interesting to see how the thermometer records all the goings on within my oven today. And again, these aren't just for use on the smoker. I mean, I do a hell of a lot more cooking inside than we do outside. So let's see how it fares up. So I've come to pick Elana up and I'm about 5 miles from home, but as you can see, I can still carry it on and track the cook, which is really good because some apps only have it through Bluetooth, and then the minute you go out of range, you lose all your data and it kind of disconnects. You're actually able to track it via Wi-Fi, so I can still track the cook from at least 5 miles at home. I'm sure it goes for a much further distance than that, but that's just to give you an indication. But like I said, it's a really, really horrible rainy day here in the UK. Not sure if you can see any of this. Okay, let's have a look at this chicken and see how it's been prepped using the thermometer. Usually I would just cook a chicken and take it out when it's ready. I don't normally use the thermometer. The juices are running clear, so that's good to know. Let's just see how succulent it is. Oh yeah, that looks good. That chicken right there looks lovely. Oh, loads of juice in it. So I would say by me cooking with the thermometer, it has gotten me to a more juicy, succulent texture for that chicken. I'm hoping that this chicken's gonna be good in our chicken pot pie, so we're gonna continue with that now. Okay, so we have to get the pie case rolled out. So these have come out of the refrigerator and they've been sat on the countertop for a few minutes. Just got a lightly floured surface here. Now, this is where I always go wrong because I never could get it quite the right shape, I'd say. But I've got to get one of these to go in the pie dish and then the other one to form the top. So I'm just going to attempt to roll these out. Okay, Elana's going to come to help, so I'm going to move this one out the way because we know she's going to play with it. So just go and give me 1 second. Oh.
This one.
Well, we're not going to play with it. We're going to roll it out for our dinner tonight, aren't we?
Oh, with this one?
Yes, they're both going to be our pie tonight.
Oh.
Okay, do you want to roll?
Oh, I got salty hands.
Got salty hands?
I need some help.
It's quite hard, isn't it? Maybe you help me in a minute with the next bit. What do you think?
Good.
You think
That's a
good?
really good one. Oh, Mom, so much with me.
Chicken pot pie.
Ooh. Yeah, wonderful.
Can you remember having your first chicken pot pie?
It's delightful.
Alana's first chicken pot pie is one of her first experiences of American food, actually. Was at Cracker Barrel, and you started tucking into the chicken pot pie with your knife and fork. I know.
Will be back.
Ooh.
Mama,
Yes.
I'll make handprints in it.
Oh, we don't want handprints in our pie, not today. It says to cover this one with parchment paper and then cover them both with a bit of plastic wrap and pop them in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Might even see if I can reuse this plastic wrap. Okay, whilst this is chilling, we'll get on with the pie filling. Over here, I have got 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Right, now we have to add in 1 finely chopped onion, 2 chopped carrots, 2 stalks of celery, half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. So we're just gonna cook this until it's all softened. Okay, the vegetables have softened nicely, and now we need to go in with 6 tablespoons of flour. So we've got to stir this constantly because I guess this is going to be our roux. Right, we want to get this to a nice golden brown colour. Okay, now we've got 2 1/4 cups of chicken broth to go into this, which we need to add in slowly. And we have half a cup of half and half. Okay, now we just need to bring this to a boil over medium-high heat. So I've just switched that up a little bit. So bit by bit, we need all that potato, darling.
Here you go.
Thank you. So that's a cup of potato going in here. And we're just going to reduce it to a simmer. I need 1 teaspoon of minced fresh thyme. It's a cold, cold, miserable day, and I know I keep going on about it, but something like this is just going to warm you and make you feel all cozy. Okay, so our pie filling has thickened nicely. The vegetables are pot tender as well, so we're ready. We've got 3/4 cup of frozen peas, and we go with those.
Mummy, it's going to vegetables.
Yeah, the peas with the vegetables, that's right, darling. We've got 3 cups of that chicken that we cooked earlier. I should say, if you do like a look at the Typhur probe, we have negotiated a 10% discount for all of you subscribers. So be sure to click the link below in the description and you can get your 10% off, and there you'll find your discount code as well. It's Mr. H Friends. This is where I'm regretting putting it in the Dutch oven because it's quite heavy to try and lift into the pie dish. But here we go, here's my workout for the day. I mean, if you could see that, I think that actually looks incredible. I'm quite pleased with it so far. I mean, this is what you call deep-filled pie. I hate it back home when you bite into a pie or a pasty or something like a sausage roll and you get no filling and you get just pastry, and I definitely don't think that's going to be the case with this one. Okay, now to get the top pie case on. This one did end up with a couple of fingerprints in it from you know who. Okay, please work. I'm just gonna trim the overhang. Now this bit does make me nervous because I've done this before on a pie and I've trimmed it too short, and of course it kind of shrink as it cooks. So if I do too much, then I'm gonna regret it. Now we've got to try and pinch it together. In some instances, I'm not pinching pastry together, so I don't think this is going to work. And then it says to fold the overhang under itself. You can feel this dough starting to get warm. Okay, I'm not going to play with it anymore because if I do, I'm going to ruin it. I just need to do some slits in the top to let that hot air escape, and then brush it with a bit of an egg wash, and then we're ready to pop it in the oven. So I've got my egg wash on. The oven was preheated. Let's pop it in. Oh gosh, it's heavy.
Taste test time! Now this looks like some real huggy, warm, winter, autumn, yummy, yummy warmth in your tummy kind of food right here.
I'm glad you said that because I've been saying to everybody all day, it's been a rubbish day, it's been raining, and this would be like a hug on a plate. Oh, someone's tuck it in.
Bloody hell, that pastry's nearly all gone already.
What'd you give it then, Elana? A 2.
Just let the folks at home see. That's all that's left. That bit there is all that's left from the pastry. That's it. Good eating, great eating. I'm getting jealous. It looks really wholesome. It looks like it's good for you. Yeah?
Exceptional.
Exceptional, bloody hell. If you say so yourself.
If I do say so myself, like, pat on my own back.
Pat on my back. Oh, bloody hell.
You need some more? Oh, Elana needs more. I feel like I've just reached a new euphoric level. This is just something else. And this is the first time having made chicken pot pie, and yeah, it's definitely going to be made time and time again.
And all that leaves this little British family to say is...
Take care.
God bless.
And see you in the next video. I've died and gone back to crapper.
Crapper barrel.
It's definitely not crap.
No.